Various issues coming under the spotlight on the last day of the Black Bussiness Summit taking place in Kempton Park. Central to what we're seeing today is around the issue of the just energy transition in terms of where the country is and what businesses here will need to do in terms of their contribution to ensure that this just energy transition is just and equitable and everyone gets a little bit of a piece in terms of really what this would mean and no one is left behind. I'm going to bring into the conversation now the CEO of Seriti, this being Mr. Mantashe, just stepping off the podium after taking a part in that panel discussion centered around the just energy transition. Maybe just let us in, sir, on your discussion here, in terms of that role that you played, and also where does Seriti stand with the issue of the just energy transition and where the country is heading to?
Well, the population of South Africa must come to terms with the fact that carbonization is a critical issue. Climate change is here to stay, and science, we're not going to argue about that. So what is important as South Africans, we need to understand that the future in terms of energy is a proper energy mix with a strong base load. And the base load that we find ourselves with now is coal. And as Seriti, where we stand, we are mining coal, we'll continue to mine coal into the future. But the plan is to invest in renewables because it's part of the journey to transition. And we're investing in wind energy, and if we come across opportunities in solar, we'll explore those. So our position is clear. We mine our coal mines, we grow in the renewable space, and into the future, we transition from a coal business into an energy business.
I mean, central to what the economy has been facing is the issue of just us not having a stable supply of energy, and load shedding being one of them. And we know very well that over time we've seen some people and some environmentalists calling for the country to do away with coal. But we need the base load, and you are talking about an energy mix. And as Seriti, you've moved from coal as well. Now you're doing you're incorporating energy as well, tapping into that space. How do we actually mitigate and get the best out of this best mix of energy?
We need to ensure that we work together with environmentalists. We need to work together as a country. We need to be able to work together to ensure that we can compete globally. So the coal-fired power stations we have, 15 of them, have to be looked after, have to be maintained. And as we close those that we regard as old, the closure must be such that the replacement of the electrons that we got from that power station must be replaced in an equitable way. In other words, if you shut a power station with 4,000 megawatts, try and find renewable energy that will replace that 4,000 megawatts. Don't starve the country. Then we'll be able to deal with the whole issue of load shedding.
Are we seeing as well, just to finally, before I let you go, Mr. Teke, just the central to what is happening here is around us taking stock of the triple BEE policy 20 years later, and we've seen that it really hasn't found meaning the way that it was intended to, and we're taking stock here today. As Seriti, how has it gone? How has it been? And what are those opportunities that lie within the company that we could say that would see at least a balance in here?
Well, we are a company that's 91% black owned. So we have to harness the young entrepreneurs and young businesses that are coming up from local communities, from the black communities, and from those who were historically not franchised. So we must ensure that as we explore these opportunities in the supply chain or the entire value chain, we seek opportunities to promote the young people who are growing up and who want to be entrepreneurs.
Mr. Teke, thank you very much, sir, for your time and everything of the best. He is going away. We're just asked to just keep it brief. But of course, important is what we saw happen at the podium there. And we saw the issues of the just energy transition coming into the spotlight. And the Minister, Gwede Mantashe, as well, calling for concerted efforts from even those that are here, that are business people, to say that it's time that at least it's all hands on deck in ensuring that the country gets it right where the issue of energy is concerned. But also, most of them just looking at mitigating, because load shedding has hampered progress for the economy and some of the businesses that are here today. Today, of course, marking the last day of the Black Business Summit. I'm Kgosientsho, SABC News in Kempton Park.